All right, so this is just a short video to go over the answers from the practice problems that you just did. Remember when we were doing these, we were breaking them down into the different areas that we had, and the first one did that nicely for you. It's already showing you. You had 2 identical triangles, and then you had 3 rectangles that had different numbers with them. All right, so remember when we're doing the area of the triangle, our area is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, so for each of these, we're going to be doing our base, I'm going to say, is the 5, the way this is laying here. So I'm going to have 1/2 times 5 times the height is 8. All right, so if I do 5 times 8, that gives me 40. Half of that is going to give me 20. All right, so this is going to be a 20 here, and this one is going to also be a 20 when we go to put them together. All right, and then remember for our rectangles here, the area formula for a rectangle is length times width. So in this case, I'm doing 9.4 times 7. So if I multiply that together, you can use a calculator if you need to. That would be 65.8. Over here, I'm going to be doing length times width, which is 5 times 7 is going to give us a 35. And for this one, I have 7 times 8, which is going to give us a 56. All right, so then if I take and I add all 5 of those together, remember when we're doing the surface area of the triangular prism, there should be 5 parts. Some of them are going to be the same. So if I add those together, I'm going to get 196.8 meters squared. Okay. All right, for this one, all right, if I look, I have 2 identical triangles. And so again, my formula is area equals 1/2 the base times the height. So in this case, my base of the triangle is a 12, so I have 1/2 times 12 times the height of the triangle, which is 8. So that's going to give me a 48. All right, and then since I have 2 of them, so I'm going to do 2 times 48, and that's going to give me a 96. So I have 96 as one of my numbers. All right, and then we have 3 rectangles, and the way that I'm looking at these, 2 of them are going to be the same, like these sides here, but my base is going to be different. So I'm going to have 3 rectangles, I should say, with 3, oh my goodness, with 2 identical. All right, so the area, and let's just say that these are the sides. All right, so I have 10 times an 18. All right, so 10 times 18 is going to give me 180, but I'm multiplying that by 2. So 2 times 180 is going to give us 360. Okay, so let me kind of box these in so I know which ones I'm looking for here. And then I have the area of the other rectangle, which I'm going to say is like the base. And that's going to be the 12 times the 18. So 12 times 18. And 12 times 18 gives me 216. I'll box that in. Now this time I only have 3 because I had 2 triangles that were the same and 2 rectangles that were the same. So if I add all of those together, your surface area for that one was 672 meters squared. Okay. And then for the last one, all right, again, this is going to be much like the first one, so I'm going to have 2 identical triangles, and then I'm going to have 3 rectangles that are going to be different. Okay, so I'm going to have A equals 1/2 base times height. All right, my base of the triangle is the 6, so I'm going to have 1/2 times 6 times 12. Okay, if I multiply that together, that's going to give us a 36. But again, we had 2 of them, so 2 times 36 is going to give us a 72. So I'm going to box that in because that's some important information that I need to find the surface area then. Okay, and so then I'm going to have area of a rectangle, again, is length times width. So let's do the base. Let's do the bottom one first. So that's going to be 6 times the 5 because that's what it's sitting on. So 6 times 5 is going to give us a 30. So I'll box that one there. Let's do the area of, let's go ahead and do the back. I'm going to call this the back of it. So that's going to give me a 12, and then I would have this part right here, which the 5 would transfer over. So 12 times 5 is going to give us a 60. Okay, and then my last rectangle, I'm going to call it kind of like the slant part there, however you want to think about that. But that's going to be a 5 and a 13.4. So I'm going to be multiplying 5 times 13.4. And if I multiply that together, that's going to give us a 67. So if we add these numbers together, our overall surface area is going to give us 229 meters squared. Okay, so check your work with what you see here, and hopefully you did those. All right.